a good quality data is like, it takes a village to get good quality data. And it starts with the chopper, the operator, and the post-processing. Our farmers pay a lot, tons of money for this, and we want to make sure that they have the return of their investment. So before going into the field, we want to make sure that the chopper is in best conditions. The position of the header is set properly. It's the distance or the length of the header is configured properly in the software right up there, in the monitor right up there. And we also want to make sure that the crop setting is correct, because you might be going up there and chopping a corn silage when you're actually chopping a soybean, for example. I mean, or a hay. So yeah, we start with making sure that your machine is running properly before you head out there, and also we make sure that our operator understand that we want to get quality data. We want to make sure that they understood that the yield data that will be obtained from the machine is going to be used in different aspects. Before, you just use yield data as an inventory record, but now you want to look at it in a way where we see the problem points in the field, and a good quality data will be able to show that. And so it starts with the calibration. What we do with the calibration is we go inside the field, preferably not the headland, or definitely not the headland. We go up there, measure it for some length. The monitor in the chopper will show you how much was measured in the yield, and then the truck will go to the scale, and then maybe the operator would call how much is the yield on the scale, and then if they're the same, then you're good to go. But if it's not the same, then you need to adjust. And together with that is that we also make sure that the moisture measurement is the same as what you have on the ground, or some people do in the lab. There's also on-the-go moisture sensor that you can compare your what you have with what is on the monitor. All right, so I would also want to say that a good data would also require consistent naming of the field. We want to make sure that before you go out there, you know where to go. You delineated the field properly. Either you went earlier, probably a week before, and delineated the field, or just delineated the field in the software. If you're using whatever platform that you're using, it is important, because when you do the calculation, you want to make sure that it's the correct acreage that you input. And at the same time, what is delineated in the software is only what you will get on the data. So we wanna make sure that we also follow that. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I think let's move on to the usual sources of the usual sources of error, and one of those is the delay settings. So if you have a chopper like this, this is the header, and this is where the biomass is obtained. By the way, once you bring the header down, the machine starts counting, starts recording, and if you have your harvest here, that's your GPS, and this part here is your sensor, you can expect that there will be some delays. So imagine you're running in 4 miles per hour, and you have several seconds before your sensor there records the data. You see probably if you have 9 seconds, and if you're running 4 miles per hour, then you have a delay of what? How many feet? So that's one of the things that we need to note, that although this is a nifty and helpful machine, there are these caveats. The other thing is we get errors when the operator, when they do the turning, they do not bring the header up, because when you bring the header up, you start or you stop recording. And so when we use our fancy software, we see a data that looks like this. So if you notice, these areas here are the turns, and you see blue lines. Blue lines mean low yield. So it's recording low yield in areas that aren't supposed to be having yield. So if the person processing the data would have to clean this, and to have this kind of corrected data. But if the operator understands this, then we save some time for the data cleaner, and we get quality data, right? So what else? We do post-processing of data, the ones that I mentioned, where we correct the delay of the passes, or the delay of getting the information and the passes. We correct them in a software called Yield Editor. It is a USDA developed software that is used in data cleaning. And in our team, we have a designated group of people, such as Abe right here, who reliably clean the data. We are trained to clean those errors that I mentioned. And we also provide trainings if you're interested. We provide trainings, and there are also, if you don't have time, there are resources that you can look into in our website. We have several fact sheets, but also a full protocol of how to clean the data. But the other thing you can do is to share the data with us. We are happy to clean them. We want to see quality data being used by farmers to the various applications that Kirsten mentioned earlier. And yeah.